must congratulate you for undertaking never-ending, everlasting journey towards realizing the whole purpose of one's own existence. Why do we say never-ending? Because we believe, and it is now proved even by science in many ways, that life really never ends. If you look at it, the whole universe has transcended into various different forms over a long, long period of time. When there was an ice age, everybody thought life has ended. But it came from nowhere. When we are in the midst of a worst summer, everything looks totally barren. And we think not even a blade of grass can ever be born on this such a barren land. And one shower comes from somewhere, and the whole thing becomes green. So it's a life reborn. So life has never ended. The ice age could never end it, nor could worst of summer can end it. And if the life is never ending, then to understand this is very, very complex. And particularly in the modern age, it is almost impossible. When there was people were living in nomadic form all over the world, till we started agriculture revolution in the world. It's not revolution but agriculture process. Till that time everybody was nomadic. Nobody stayed in one particular place for even more than a few days at best. And in Indian context, people say that one is a Rishi, and the Rishi would derive from this word Rishi, which is sage. If you are Rishi, then you are not supposed to sleep at one particular night for more than one particular place for more than 2 consecutive nights. So people have always been on the move, and when they are on the move, they never attach to a particular place. Because there is nothing like my bed, my home, my house, my family. We are moving from one place to another. So the attachment was hardly there as a part of our life. And in today's modern times, everything is attached to so many things. You say my nation, my state, my environment, my university, my classroom. So all of this has evolved over a period of time, and we get attached to something or other. The problem with attachment is nothing wrong. What is wrong in getting attached to something? The problem is when you get attached to something, you get detached from something else. And the detachment that happens is from rest of the universe. So you tend to feel that this is my universe. What I see around me, this classroom is my world. If you talk to somebody in the United States where there are 50 different states, so you think United States is united. It is actually. And now President Trump wants to make it even bigger. He's saying Mexico also should become, Greenland should become part of it, Canada should be the 51st state, so expanding. But anyway, so those who live in these 50 states, many of them have not traveled outside their state at all. So for them, that state itself is a universe. So therefore, you don't get to know what is happening outside this. Again, there is nothing wrong with that. The point is, when we talk about education, the problem with education is, when you learn something, you start realizing how much more you have to learn. And when you start thinking that I learned something, then you realize, oh my God, so much of knowledge is yet to be acquired, and you don't even know it existed. So therefore, getting attached to a particular way, not understanding the possibility of knowing something more, that limits our ability of knowing our own life. And as I said, life is never-ending process. We have to keep learning all the time. But we cease to learn because we think that's the end of the world. And therefore, I I really congratulate my colleague and friend for conceptualizing this whole idea of universal integral multi-level education in the new age, because that's the age we are in. And right now, how to get ourselves enlightened. So education is a process which only begins but can never end. You can start enrolling yourself as a learner. I don't think anybody can ever say I learned everything. Even if you ask Gautam Buddha, among the living beings we know at least one person who achieved the final level of enlightenment. But even Gautam Buddha had said that it's only a state. There could be even more that to be acquired from that. There could be a higher plane that's becoming a Buddha. Buddha is a state of mind. So something more can be acquired. So therefore, learning is a process which can never end. It only can begin. But to start learning process, your mind is already filled with so many things. How can I add something more because I have limited ability to store in my mind? We have all top class computers, new generation, mobile phones. It has a limited memory, right? So unless you delete something, you cannot add something more. And therefore, Google will always keep telling you add more, pay me $10 more, $20 more per month. So to actually add something into your own limited storage of mind, you have to delete something from your mind. And that process of deleting something and opening your mind to some new possibilities, it's a process that comes through meditation. So word meditation, actually there is a limit between spelling, little bit of change, meditation and mediation. If you look mediation and meditation, they look alike. And both come from I would say, a larger family of words, which is medium. So unless you actually come into a process of finding out how can I empty my mind to get more information, you have to first make your mind calmer and cooler and soft. And that's a process that happens through a process of meditation. So you start meditating between your inner mind and slowly open it for understanding what I can accept more. So meditation is one of the most beautiful science, art, which has been given to us by ancestors. There is nothing more than meditation that one can actually hope to acquire in life, because meditation is the only process which actually opens up a possibility of knowing what we are to our own self. Most of the time we spend rest all our life to understand him, his neighbor, his somebody else, but we hardly try to spend time understanding our own self. And the only way you can understand your own self is through meditation. And if you start meditating, that's the beginning of a process of education. Because then you start understanding, you are educating yourself to begin with. And that can take us to a stage of enlightenment, which is a far more thing. I always think, because this is related to education, I always say this, that my grandmother was certainly less educated than me, but far more enlightened than me. So education is not necessarily enlightenment. And enlightenment, what it means to you, will be different than what is known to her as enlightenment. Everybody will reach a level of enlightenment which only your inner mind has the potential to bring it to the fore. And that can come through a process of meditation. Because then you start understanding yourself, start learning. Just imagine somebody who has a great knowledge about what is there below the surface. He's a geologist. So geologists can know what is the potential below the land, not everybody else can understand. You and me can go and say, oh, it's a barren land. He can see, oh, there is below that is a gold. There is a platinum below that. But only geologists can know, because what is there below the surface, only few people can know. So what is below our surface of mind, only we can know. And for us to know, meditation is the only way we can know that. And when you do that, you start walking the path towards enlightenment. Gautam Buddha there are probably more than at least 20% of the global population following, if not necessarily wearing the same robes that others wear, but understanding him. So just imagine, how did a prince of a small little kingdom, he became Gautam Buddha only by one means, not through army, not through wealth, not through fighting. He fought, of course, he fought with himself. But by doing that, only way he could become that is because of meditation. Only way. That's only and the only way he understood I can reach that level. And that's why it is called enlightenment, nirvana, final level. But that level, even you can surpass, everybody can reach that and beyond. But to know that whether I have that capacity to reach that or not, I have to first start meditating. Then only you will understand this. And to do that, I am very happy that there is such a fantastic program. I wish I could also attend it. Next third one, please invite me. I would like to be a student and try to sit in front of all of you and try to understand. Let me welcome you all to this land of where we already have this knowledge. But in the quest of becoming more and more economically advanced, we have probably, I hope not, try to forget it. Right now, we are all here at a time when there is a very biggest complication of human beings that happens ever, anywhere, that is happening not very far from here. And that's a place where there's a churning of knowledge happens. So taking a leap into the river is only very symbolic. But that's supposed to be purifying your own self. But the best purification can happen not by water, not by an external force, but that can happen only by going deeper into yourself and try to purify your own mind and soul and in the process body as well. And that can happen only and only through meditation. So I'm very happy that all of you chose to be here, spend your time here, come to the right place, right university, right campus, with right people who will guide you properly. And I will not say one guide you because you are your own best guide. There is no one better guide than your own mind. So I'm sure you will be guided by your own self. But to be guided by your own self, if you want a guide in your life, you go through the website and try to search for a good guide agency or this will guide me, right? That's how then you hire him or hire her. So the best way, your own guide, also you have to search. Only search engine reveals you a good guide to show you the place. The best guide for your own self also will be through search, through meditation. And I hope you do that. Thank you very much. God bless you all. I hope you enjoy your stay in Rishud, in this campus, in India, and go back far more enlightened than when you came here. But I'm sure, as I said, the journey towards this realization of this goal can never end. So I'm sure you'll continue to work on this after reaching home as well. Thank you very much.